bring you accurate, well-researched news, keeping you informed 24/7. Catch us on Topstar Channel 110 and follow us on Facebook at Prime TV2 Zambia. Prime TV2, the home of breaking news.
Good morning and welcome to today's edition of Daybreak. Excited yet again that you could be able to join us on this fine Wednesday morning. It's the midweek edition and we acknowledge each and every one of you joining us from whichever part of the provinces, of course, spread across this great nation. Those of you joining us beyond the borders as well, we acknowledge you and we are hoping that you will not shy away but jump on our socials and get your comment through. Let your voice be heard, and on our socials, in particular on our Facebook platform Prime Television Zambia, drop a comment, let us know where you are watching us from, and in case you are also part of the Lukulu audience, we also have an audience via Lukulu Radio who we also tend to acknowledge each and every morning. Please let us know once you also send in that particular message. Don't forget to like and share the link, and also those of you following through on YouTube, we have various platforms, Facebook, Prime Television Zambia on YouTube as well. Even TikTok, yes indeed, even TikTok, because we keep up with the latest trends as well. So you do well to subscribe to our social media platform on YouTube and get informed. I know that information is coming up thick and fast because of the elections. You can start posting or reposting something that is AI. And remember, that the cyber laws are still active in terms of WhatsApp as well. So if you're an admin or you're part of a group, anyone who reposts you might actually be facing the law because of tolerating such things. So you do well to at least ensure that what you're posting is verified, and Prime Television Zambia is a credible media house that is going to be able to give you information that is verified and something that you could be able to indeed stand by, which is accurate and also something that you could be able to confirm. We acknowledge those of you joining us, of course, from within the borders and beyond the borders as well. Please let us know, in case it's your very first time sending in that particular message. We'd love to give you a warm welcome as well. My name is John Mark Lukonde. I am on set with Naomi Msoya. Naomi, good morning.
Good morning to you, John Mark. Indeed, we're excited to be back today on such a beautiful Wednesday morning, hump day, and we're here to share information as and when it happens. Very, very important that you know, and of course, keep updated with the latest happenings with regards this season. We'll be able to definitely break down the current campaign season that we are in, but beyond that, of course, there are many other stories that are taking place, which we'll be able to definitely break down. Yesterday was a very critical day, John Mark. International Day of the African Child is a global moment of attention for the rights, safety, and potential of children across Africa. Communities, educators, charitable organizations, NGOs, and governments use the day to recognize the bravery of young people who have demanded fair treatment and to spotlight practical work that helps children learn, grow, as well as thrive. It is also a reminder that childhood is shaped by more than family life, school quality, public safety, healthcare access, disability support, and of course the ability to be heard in decisions that affect whether children can develop with dignity. And of course, just, speaking to a few girls that I did meet even yesterday, the pupils noted improved water and sanitation. Pupils in selected schools across Lusaka say that access to water and sanitation facilities has improved in recent years, creating a better learning environment. I know that, when there's access to water and sanitation, John Mark, of course, then the pupils in school will be able to indeed have a conducive learning environment. And when the learning environment is conducive, then of course the pupils will also be able to get better grades.
Very true. I think there's some necessities that every child must be able to experience, or at least have, even growing up as well. Issues of water, sanitation, proper water and sanitation, shelter. These are very, very essential commodities, if we can call them that, for the learners as well. I believe that also helps in terms of their education. I think it's important to also note that children should not be worried about any other thing apart from their education. Once they're going to study, they don't have to think about anything else, about shelter, about food. They shouldn't be able to worry about that, especially in our day and age, coming from 60 years after independence. I think that's where also government comes in terms of creating an enabling environment for everyone to be able to have
As of 26 and the lows of 14. The afternoon will be mainly sunny and warm to hot. Maximum temperature will be in the range of 20 degrees to 31 degrees. The evening will have clear skies and mild to cool. That is how the weather is looking like today in most places. Exchange rates as of the close of business yesterday. Business day will get to open this morning. The United States dollar was buying at 17 kwacha 53 ngwe and selling at 17 kwacha 88 ngwe. The Great British pound buying at 23 kwacha 52 ngwe and selling at 23 kwacha 99 ngwe. The euro buying at 20 kwacha 34 ngwe and selling at 20 kwacha 74 ngwe. The South African rand buying at 1 kwacha 8 ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha 10 ngwe. Note that these rates are indicative and of course may vary from bank to bank. And the use of checks, just a reminder, will officially end in June this same month. The last date to deposit checks is June 24. Final interbank clearing date is June 26, 2026. So switch to digital financial services today for faster and safer payment. After this short break, more conversations continue. Also look out for what's coming out.
Welcome to New World of Entertainment in Zambia. Cartoons, music, news, movies, drama, series, documentaries, food, travel, the best from Hollywood and Bollywood, international football, including CAF competitions, La Liga, Serie A, German Bundesliga, Saudi League, Carabao Cup, Asian Championship, Barclays Women's League, local leagues, and much more. Grab your Azam TV decoder at 350 Zambian Kwacha and full kit at 589 Zambian Kwacha. Affordable monthly packages: 100 Zambian Kwacha, 200 Zambian Kwacha, and 300 Zambian Kwacha. For more details, contact us on 971-246-222. 763-664-455. What's up? 77-500-0013. Azam TV. Entertainment for everybody.
There's nothing confidential about the constitution making process, for God's sake.
Then this diplomat wants to be funny, funding people to say no, you must make sure that this constitution does not go through.
Aren't you the same people who removed our meal allowances? So you are removing HH and you want to come in. So have you remove our meal allowances again? Sorry.
This country was gone.
Under the PF?
Under the PF, this country, my man, was gone.
Ask him to come and explain. Is that not insults? Now it becomes an insult because it's poor why me, and that why me must be discarded. No.
From day one, Michael Sata wanted me dead. Not necessarily physically.
He wanted you dead?
I don't want to answer that one for now.
Maybe you become the first female president of this country.
Exactly. That's where it's going.
That's where it's going.
And of course, we continue with today's edition. Do not forget to drop a comment on our Facebook platform, Prime Television Zambia. Greet the DBF, and we shall be able to read your messages as well. And of course, we are aware that sometimes it is only the negative stories that tends to get the traction. So it's good to also highlight positive stories even as they emanate. So, for instance, something positive that is to look forward to this particular week in terms of the CDH, the Cancer Disease Hospital. We're being told in terms of installation equipment at the Cancer Disease Hospital in Osaka is expected to be completed this week, making a major step in strengthening oncology services in the country. And of course, the hospital senior medical superintendent, Dr. Susan Nsadabwe, says the facility is in the final stages of commissioning, with engineers completing installation of critical radiotherapy equipment in particular. She added that the hospital has also installed an MRI scanner with one CT simulator already operational and another pending installation. She emphasized that the facility has procured 4 linear accelerators, positioning CDH to deliver advanced cancer treatment services. I remember about 2 years ago I was speaking to one of the PSs in the Ministry of Health, and we were talking about equipment being shipped over, and we kept calling them just to find out if at all it's going to be actualized, so that we could even improve the universal health coverage beginning from within the nation itself. And so it's actually good to see that progress has been made. We need to genuinely move away from consistently having to travel to China and other countries for us to get proper health services. And it's good that Zambia is indeed more and more becoming a hub for even those individuals who want health treatment. A neighboring country should be able to have individuals thinking of coming through then you know that you're making progress. So that is in a good light in terms of the Ministry of Health. In most cases, when you talk about the Ministry of Health, it's issues to do with SAMHSA and whatnot, but at least a positive light in terms of equipment at the Cancer Disease Hospital. Keep sending in your messages. We will be able to read them and broaden the scope of the conversation as well. We touch other stories to do with the papers as well.
Indeed, let's get straight into the tabloids this morning. Let's begin with the News Diggers. You see this projected on your screen. Leading story in the Diggers: 13 face acts as UPND suspends members for supporting Gary Nkombo in Mazabuka. Of course, there were issues of indiscipline on the part of some UPND members in Mazabuka who decided to support the candidature of Gary Nkombo, and the UPND has decided to use their whip and of course suspended 13 of them. Call in the right direction. If you're a member of a ruling party, it doesn't make sense for you to support an independent candidate. Where is your loyalty? So it raises a lot of questions on the part of the 13 or any other that would see it okay to belong to a ruling party and support a competitor. Politics is a competition of ideas, so you must protect your ideas, you must protect your ideology if you are part and parcel of the UPND. So for you, one leg be supporting the candidature of the UPND, the other leg also supporting a competitor, it doesn't make any logical sense.
What can you speak with regards Mr. Chabinga? Doesn't he supposedly say he's PF, but he also supports the UPND?
No, but no, it's not PF. I think that we know, because he's an adopted candidate under the UPND. And according to our constitution, and I think we need to be able to follow that closely, you cannot stand on one organization if you didn't resign from another organization that you belonged to. The constitution is very clear. 2 months before the election date, you must not be a member of any other political party.
And those are the conversations that we also spoke about in regards to the Speaker of the National Assembly, even asking them, consulting to say, have you been able to move? And then they said, actually, that's not actually been the case. We have not written. And I think we cited Article 72A in that regard.
So no wonder people like Gary has formally tendered their resignation from the UPND, because it's a requirement, by law. So we expect the others to do the same. The deadline, I think, was 13th of June. So it's already passed. We need, maybe as a press, also just do a bit of follow-up in terms of the PF members who have been adopted by the UPND. Have they officially resigned from the Patriotic Front? The Sunday Chandas have not seen an official resignation. I think I did see him before Parliament was dissolved, indicating that he has moved to the UPND. Has he officially written to the Patriotic Front that he has left the PF? Robert Chabinga also, because Robert Chabinga has been adopted by the UPND in the newly delimited constituency in Mafinga by the UPND. So he's standing on the UPND ticket, and according to the law, he must not be a member of the PF if he's standing on the UPND. So in the same vein, Robert Chabinga is expected to have resigned from the PF. No wonder, possibly these few days we've not seen him quote himself as PF acting president like he used to, because the real PF president is actually in their same camp, talking about Miles Wale Sampa.
The paradox.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see them on the same table, because Robert Chabinga used to call Miles Sampa Chide Kenchadi Penachia.
But before that, when they're close.
And then we'll move to
Yes, so that's a challenge with the politicians. They forget that whatever they say tomorrow, they'll be dining with the same individuals.
And they never want to go back to the things that they said before.
Yes. So if you ask Robert Chabenga today, can you repeat what you said about Malsampa? I can bet, sir, he can never repeat those words. Because he knows that the UPND president, H.D. has embraced Malsampa. So there's no way he can say something bad about someone that has been embraced by the party president.
And based on that, can you say that there are no ethics, there are no morals in politics for some politicians?
No, look, morals are supposed to be, everywhere. In leadership at every level, morals are supposed to be there. But it's an individual thing. In my view, it's an individual thing. In every sector, you're going to find rogues. Whether in the media, you're going to find rogues. In the legal profession, you're going to find people whose licenses have been suspended. Even in the church, there are rogue people, politics as well. So in every sector, you're going to find wrong people. Doesn't mean that that profession is dirty or it's corrupt. No, it's the individuals, specific individuals in that profession. We have clean politicians who, even after leaving office, SCC never knocks on their doors. Meaning it's possible to still serve as a minister. Look at people like Vincent Mwale. For me, I think one of the best ministers we've ever had in local government. One of the best. Did his job diligently.
He's never been followed by...
Left. He still drives a very nice car, still lives a very good life. But the police, law enforcement agencies have never followed him. Meaning it's very possible. Look at Harry Kalala. Despite him being... Do you know if Harry had some dirt around, this was going to be a very good opportunity for him to be followed. But no, never being summoned. No, the time you are foreign affairs minister, you received the calendar, please, during this period, like it was with Stanley Kakubo. Never. Meaning it's very possible to still even serve in politics. No one talks about, how corrupt Mwanawasa was. No one. Why? Yet he served at the apex. Meaning it's very possible to still serve in politics. So the people that say politics is dirty, it's you that is dirty.
It's an individual thing. It's not, like you've mentioned, it's personal.
Yes.
So if you cannot necessarily generalize to say politicians are shrewd.
No. It's you, the individual. So maybe a mwafula in one profession, the tendency is now to just put you in one blanket, which is a wrong way to put it, because it's not everyone that is in politics that is corrupt, that has no morals. Others have morals. So those of you that don't have morals, you are denting the name of your colleagues who seem to be standing clean. There are journalists that are clean. Huh?
And yet others are not. And so
others are not.
No, journalism.
Tukakotsom as in journalists, but it's not everyone.
And they don't break hearts. They just break stories.
We just break news. We don't break hearts. So all these when John Mark you see in an army, they don't break hearts. They just break news. Yeah?
That's what we do.
Do you break hearts?
Not the breaking of the hearts, the breaking of the news.
Yeah, so I think the UPND is on firm grounds in suspending. I think on a very serious note, we need to follow up on these PF members who have been adopted by the UPND, whether they've officially resigned, as Kampamba Mlenga, for example, officially resigned from the PF. We need to find out, is there a letter that she has written to the PF, indicating her official resignation? Robert Chabenga's, Sunday Chanda, and many others. Have they officially resigned? The others were independents who have been adopted by the UPND. Have they officially joined the UPND?
Like George Mwanza?
Yes. Very, very important.
And I must say, you caught it right when you were speaking of Sunday Chanda, because I remember vividly at one particular point he was commending the UPND for CDF and whatnot. Then you said, I might actually foresee him perhaps joining the UPND at one particular point, based on what he was saying then.
It was very clear. It was very clear the direction he was headed to. You know, so no one actually even got shocked that Sunday Chanda joined the UPND.
We just needed confirmation.
It was just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. It's like, able to tell that your relationship is just a matter of time. Is just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Just to even say, give it time. Mzawan. Because umaoneka chata hapa.
Weka umaziwa chata. Hapa.
Maybe future.
Tadive.
But in the meantime, let's flow. But I know there's no future. No, I was chata ubukwe. Company ina join na.
But in the meantime,
let me. But time zachoka. Masha uziwa chabi. So very important to know. John McCoy laughing. I once joined one company when I just finished my grade 12. I didn't want to beg everything from my parents, so I went to join one, shop, an Indian shop, in Freedom Way, and I knew when I first day said apanga na kila 1 month. I even knew na kila 1 month more than because my focus was if I per month end at least I can have something. But na fola na werela kapapa.
You didn't return.
Truly, I didn't. Immediately, I got my salary. That was my last. Without resigning, I just left. I just wonder. So much of Sponkala. So I think Sunday Chanda, it was very clear that this is where he was headed to. Others, we get shocked. Like, really? This person has joined? Look at the way, John Mark, the way you're asking about Given Wind. Bro, are you sure Given Wind I can leave PF and join the UPND? Everyone can be shocked. Everyone can be shocked. It's like, some staunch UPND joining Mundubile's team. Just imagine Colonel Sweat today resigns from UPND. Otabo Kawana. Yeah. Says I've resigned as PS.
But from where we're coming from in history with regards politics, can we really be shocked?
Others, it's a shocker. Honestly speaking, others, it comes as a shocker. I'm sure I cannot be shocked. Jack Mwimbo resigns from UPND and joins Brian Mundubile or Harry Kalaba.
Yeah, that can be shocking.
It can be the headline in all the papers. Yet others,
in the must.
Yes, even in the must. Richard Sirumba.
Richard Sirumba will not be. Is he in there today?
So I think the UPND is on firm grounds in that regard. The president says, President Eshek says, I need to win
big,
not small.
Big, go home or go big.
It reminds me of that song, Get Rich or Die
Trying. That's fish, you said?
Yeah. Oh, you know. You know these things, eh? Get rich or die trying.
He said he wants how many?
5 million. There's 8.8 million voters. He wants 5 million. 5 million from the 8 million. That's being ambitious, but so it's good to dream, right? Sometimes dreams do come true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Simutani predicts voter apathy. I don't know. I hope that the Zambians will not resort to shunning away from going to vote. I think those of you that have registered to vote, or those of us that are registered voters, let's not have any reason why we should stay home. Let's go out and exercise our democratic right.
There will not be a bad weather. August is not bad, so not even the bad weather should keep us away.
I'm glad that we vote when it's not very hot, it's not raining, because you can imagine if voting was during rainy season.
Wow. Yeah.
Like there's a friend of water, but did you see the rain? Did you see the floods? But now I think it's a good period, so let's not promote voter apathy. I don't foresee voter apathy for me, and I hope that the Zambians can turn out in their large numbers to go and vote this August. External debt service dropped by $90.9 million in 2025, according to the Bank of Zambia. There's an interesting headline in the masts. Today they've sidelined
Okay.
Richard Sulum.
Oh, he's not in here.
Mwachepa sana. Eyes on the ball. It's not crowds, but votes, says Hichilema. Mwachepa Masters put President Hichilema today on the front.
Yeah, they have.
Mwachepa sana.
He's learned these wordings, eh?
These my phrases now. He's really become a solid politician. You know, previously he used to speak a lot of GDP,
the graphs,
but now I think he's learned the Imingalato
of politics.
He's the one that taught us the word Imingalato. We didn't even know that Imingalato exists.
It actually came from him.
Sir, we've added it in our vocabulary. Imingalato. You know, so I've heard some people even say, no, that has even got in relationships.
So maybe you were given a chance opportunity and you lost it.
Imingalato happened. That's how maybe I lost the opportunity because of Imingalato.
Right.
Yeah. So Mwachepa sana, eyes on the ball. It's not crowds but votes, says Hichilema. Oh, crowds also matter though. Yeah, but truly, it's not the crowds, it's also the votes that matters. You can have a lot of people going to attend. Maybe they just a song. Remember, some of these musicians come up with very nice songs that are so danceable, and so it's not everyone that's going to attend the rally that is going to vote.
And
others
now
just
they're
want.
being banned from performing.
Yes. Richie Busy, made a statement yesterday. Let me read it in part.
Please.
Because this is very important, especially in an election period. Of course, it has received every form of attack, as you may expect. He says equal opportunity for all musicians regardless of political affiliation. Richie Busy is one of those popular musicians, that has grown organically. His music is relatable with the people on the ground. You not hear most of his songs on radio. No. But go per ground, go in the bars, you will hear his songs. He's saying the recent cancellation of my performance at government programs in Serenja and Kehema Agriculture and Commercial Show simply because I performed at an opposition political rally raises serious concerns about fairness and equal treatment in the music industry. As a musician, my profession is to sing and perform. My music is my livelihood, and it is what puts food on the table for my family and that of my team. Like many other artists, I accept performances. I accept opportunities to perform for different audiences and events. My role is not to create division, but to entertain, inspire, and communicate through music. What makes this situation even more troubling is that many musicians perform regularly and sing at rallies for other parties without facing similar consequences. If artists who support or perform for other parties are allowed to continue participating in government programs, why should we be treated differently? He was due to perform in Serenja and Kehema at a government functions, but because he's been seen performing at Munduwile's rallies, government has banned him.
What are your views regarding this and artists' association with the political field? Do you feel it's in the right vein that it has actually gotten to this?
For me, an artist, is simply doing his job in their career. It is their chosen career. It is their duty to sing. If party A engages them, you are foolish as an artist if you refuse to. If Harry Kalaba, let me contextualize it. If Harry Kalaba, for example, hires Richie Busy to do a song for him or perform at his rally, you're not a serious businessman if you refuse. Next week, Fred Membe hires you to perform at his rally. You're not serious if you refuse. They are hiring your talent. They are hiring your profession, your services, which cuts across political affiliations. If UPND hires you, I liked what Yomap said. Yomap sang songs for Edgar Lungu. He recently did a song also for the UPND. When he was asked, he says, "Bwana, I'm a businessman. If you want my talent for a song, I'll do it." That is not the reason why you should sideline me. So, for me, I think the government, because, you know, for example, Chester's done both songs for both parties. The Mondiwele team and the UPND. Should we blame him? No. What we should condemn, in my view, are those that choose to align with only one party, like the organized family.
So, in other words, in music, there's no such thing as loyalty.
No, it's business. What do you mean loyalty? The screen. He says, yes, it's there. He says, Richie Busy has been removed from various performances lists in the last 24 hours. We are still gathering info on why a Zambian citizen is not allowed to sing at some national events. Beflow. You are still gathering what information?
That statement feels like he doesn't know what's happening on
like
the ground.
Yes!
Maybe he's trying to be diplomatic.
He knows what is happening. He knows. As president of that association, Biflo expected to be able to speak with some spine.
How was he supposed to speak?
Condemn the UPND for sidelining Richie Busy simply because he performed at an opposition rally. Condemn organized family for only choosing to perform for the UPND. He must be able to do so. And the organized family, I have a question for you. Your music is only for UPND? Huh? your music, Organized Family, is only for the UPND? I've said this before. I do moderate corporate events. Okay? Almost every other week. And practical example, I was engaged by one independent aspiring candidate to moderate the launch of their campaign. Some journalists know because it was in the news. I moderated that event for an independent candidate. It's not endorsement.
Do you belong to that?
No, not at all. Following week, for information, another from a non-political party engaged me. I don't post this on Facebook because people might misinterpret. I went following week to another UPND, and still moderated the launch of their campaign.
Same with voiceover works. If
Yes.
UPND can call us,
we will do so. I am not endorsing because I'm moderating your event. Doesn't mean that I've endorsed you. You're paying me for my services. If someone else pays me, I'll still do the same. The same way that Organized Family should also be able to do. But no, then they'll say they are actually crediting themselves that 10 years we were loyal to the UPND. You do not understand music. Maybe no wonder they've not grown. Till date, Organized Family has not grown. Maybe that's a reason. Maybe that's a reason because they can't compete. Really, even their songs.
So could we say that that's why the likes of your boy, Your Maps is as prominent as he is because he's able to adapt based on the times?
Yes, you must be able. Your music transcends. It's like the example I gave when people were condemning Your Maps over that budget song, the video. I held a different view. In my view, Your Maps are not even supposed to edit it. In my view, because the people that are consuming your music are not only from one sect.
so that's not your specific target.
Yeah. It's not one sect. I wrote a book and people from the church circles attacked me. And I told them, maybe you're not my target. I wrote a book, Why Men Cheat. And the people that attacked me the most were people from my church circles. You, man of God. Why are you writing a book on this?
You shouldn't think about
should be reading
cheating.
about the understanding the power of the Holy Ghost. Things like that. But look, I told them, do you know that I took that book in Book World and it was one of the best-selling books? One of the best-selling books. My audience is diverse. So, really, the UPND, I don't know why. You need to explain why you're sidelining Richie
We've
Busy.
not had any official comment or statement from government, right?
I don't think
in that regard.
I don't think even the UPND maybe are able to respond to that. But it's quite unfortunate, really, that an artist is being sidelined just because they performed at another political party's event. It shouldn't be the case. It should never be the case. And the cases of Organized Family also need to be dealt with. It's actually very shameful for you to even think it is it's something that we must commend you for only singing for UPND. It's something we must condemn you for.
It's brought me to a conversation I was having with a colleague. He was telling me that he was asking me to say, are there some professions that are seasonal? You know, for example, the rain season will bring some products, for example, like umbrellas, raincoats, that can only sell in a particular time. And he asked me a question to say, are there some professions that are seasonal based on how some individuals take that particular route? For example, the musicians in this context, where there are others who you can see where they're siding. I'm reminded of King's Malembe during the time of the PF, because of how much he leaned towards the PF. Now it's very difficult for you to even see him in any of the churches, even in church. Not a rally, not a political rally, but even in the church circles, people don't invite him because they're thinking, how will it also be perceived? So could we also say that even for the gospel artists, there are some churches they cannot be invited because they might either side or have sided before?
True, John Mark. And that's a challenge that Kings Malembe had. He prided himself to be a son of the house. And any serious church was skeptical inviting him because he had carried a tag that he belonged to to the Patriotic Front.
And before that tag greedy, he was somebody whose music was listened to, he was loved.
Yes.
Even in churches, would play his music, would dance to his music.
But because he allowed himself, look, it's like a journalist that is known. The other day, I shared some analysis that seemed, talking about the crowds in Lusaka and Kowa Belt, and the UPND criticized, no, you don't know history, you don't know this. And yesterday, I said something about Brian Mundubile and how I'm questioning his promises. I became a darling to the point that my video has been posted on their official page, UPND official page.
It's there?
It's there. Go and check.
Okay.
Official page saying, look, they are very happy. Bwana, when we say something bad, you criticize us. When we say something good, that's a challenge I've always had. Someone will share with me, look, they are praising you. You say, no, that's a challenge. Where you think because we say something in this direction, then we hate you. No. We are supposed to be neutral. Neutral. I saw Munia Zulu commenting that this journalist must be dealt with because he's speaking against Mundubile. No, Honorable Munia. I'm very innocent. There's no need for you to start raining threats on me. There's no need. We're just being objective. He commented on our page, Prime TV page, Munia, yesterday. We'll share the screenshot, what he said. It's and call us names. Just because the day we say something bad about the UPND, they praise us. You see, that's the lack of objectivity for most people. And that's a challenge for me that I've had. We need to be patriotic. We need to be patriotic as Zambians in that regard. How can we be loyal to our country before the parties that we support?
And beyond that, allow us to do our jobs professionally as well without being labeled.
Exactly. You'll see this on your screen. Let me read what Munia said. Over the analysis we made yesterday about Brian Mundubile. I'll go ahead of you, directors. He says, this I shall respond to. Okay? Some of you called journalists don't deserve to be ignored. The way you address people as if they are your age mates. Between your sponsors and BM, who has told lies? Who are our sponsors?
Do you have sponsors?
This is uncalled for.
That's an allegation, actually.
Yes, that's a serious allegation. Serious allegation. If one can lie with skin color, then what more lies are we being told behind the camera? That's Munia Zulu responding to my analysis yesterday. That's there on the screen. This I shall respond to. Some of you called journalists don't deserve to be ignored. The way you address people as if they are your age mates, between your sponsors and BM, who has told lies. We don't have sponsors, Honorable Zulu. Don't know if you can call him Honorable, Mr. Zulu. These are some of the challenges sometimes, John Mark, that we face in the media, where people expect us to just say sweet things about their people. The analysis tilts against them. We are being sponsored. These are the same conversation the UPND also labels on us. He says you are sponsored. Remember people like Oldfax would even say you are a Mundubile cadre. How does a Mundubile cadre make such an analysis yesterday? How, John Mark? How?
And imagine how they will be able to comment, because on Monday they will call you a PF card.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, UPND. I mean, for how long can you go on?
They just give us colors. It's objectivity. Objectivity. And that's a challenge with people. That's a challenge I've had with people, where they don't want objective journalism. They don't want objective journalism. And I hope that, this message reaches them, that those threats, those allegations actually are quite serious. Extremely serious. IBA, please pay attention to some of these threats and allegations.
I'm also curious if you feel Munia is also able to learn, because when he says sponsored, He has to prove that particular.
Yes, we can actually sue you.
Remember that he was incarcerated, not Solomon.
For making allegations that Musokotwane and Mirupi got bribes.
With the things that he has passed through, supposedly, and the things that he was saying he was going through, in the cells, shouldn't he have learned by now
Honorable
to not
Zulu,
utter such
on a very
wordings?
serious note, yes. Like Naomi is saying, we hope that by now you could have learned not to utter allegations on people. And I'm saying this on TV because I expect Munia maybe to have come in my inbox. I talked to Munia, nicely on phone. So it's not like I'm a stranger to him. So for him to go and make those allegations publicly, it's unfortunate.
He should have just spoken to you.
Just say, no, Paul, I didn't like what you said. And it would have ended there. But
and some of the other politicians actually would even reach out to say, on that particular perspective, why did you look at it that way? Yeah. Then you're able to have that dialogue.
Yeah. But to go on public media and insinuate that we are sponsored, John Mark, are we sponsored? Host of the show, maybe as we don't know. As a host, are we sponsored?
Even I am also shocked. if there's money coming through, I have not seen it.
Because even on my page. It's not a source.
What do you want? Tell us to move on.
But maybe on this matter of artists, our very good entertainment journalist here, PMC hosted Chester on Joy FM, our sister, company. And this is what Chester said on the aspect of artists performing for different institutions. Hear what Chester had to say when PMC hosted him on his show.
Who have done politics, but people are still supporting them. So no one can tell me that we are not supporting you because you supported someone. What about that one? We over supporter and we over supporter. There are so many musicians all about politicians.
But do you regret doing a song for a political party?
I don't regret because there are some new people who are doing that, which means it's not wrong. No one tapari ngesa itaba garing kombo timbeni urumbu waba because now they should be garing kombo ba politician politicians tebemba abemba ni ba musician.
But would you do it again?
Ngachako twamfana nefyo ndefaya because ili ngichwa popera kula bokumfana mwamfana tu mwarandi pila so nyimbe ngabafirwa ni state njimbe ngaba basumina naimba but because it has affect my what is needed is not me to stop, is people to understand that we do that for our living. Amana indefyo njikala barishwana kwishwa abantu musician efo ekala yari kaba tayaba simple, you know, who have done politics, but people are still supporting them. So no one can tell me that we are not supporting you because you supported someone. What about that one? Ulioba supporter na ngwalioba supporter. There are so many musicians abakoba tubabike hapa. Bali mbira pa politicians abengi.
But do you regret doing a song for a political party?
I don't regret because there are some new people who are doing that, which means it's not wrong. No one tapari ngesa itaba garing kombo atimbeni wimbo waba because now bashobora bagaring kombo ni ba politician. Ma politicians tebemba abemba ni ba musician.
But would you do it again?
Ngachako twamfana nefyo ndefaya because ili ngichwa popera kula bokumfana mwamfana tu mwarandi pila so nyimbe ngabafirwa ni state njimbe ngaba basumina naimba but because it has affect my what is needed is not me to stop, is people to understand that we do that for our living. Amana indefyo njikala barishwana kwishwa abantu musician efo ekala yari kaba tayaba simple, you know what I'm talking about. If we reject those people when they come that do this for us, nakana nalachita create a name it nabada abantu for nothing. The fact is I can do what they want if they do what I want. So let's say Yoma did not come with his own people. No, Mamana. There are so many people, musicians. It is more. There are so many musicians who have come. They are using the same people that old musicians were using. So the fact is, you to convince people that I can do better, then they come to you. Not to chase them that because they supported Chamanyas, they supported Mwembe Mwento, so I can't use them. No. People need to understand this time that we use the same people. If they tell me that I'm bad because I supported this one, are they going to tell me that we want to support Abamina, support Abamina, Shakara bad? No. The fact is, people need to understand that child of age, tapakabano kayanenda lama. So ngatule chingana mwakosa sho muntu hivi, it's not a good thing because mchalo mutwaba. Abantu balafiwa mubeni tapani ngapanga abakwe. That's why even our politicians, they shouldn't allow someone to say no, this one is from this party, this one no. If umuntu ngale that's why because alefo kufusha mpendwa. Musicians and politicians, we are just same. For you to have those fans, you don't have to like you were sent by force. No, you need to convince them that nachwa makuno. Because if you don't convince them, they can't come to you again. The fact is, you need to convince people so that because if an audience, it's for majority, abantu arengi, it's fire. So if I say no, we want to support Mwembe Mwento, we want to support Sakara brothers who teach and support. No, that's not the way it's supposed to be. The fact is, we use the same people. The same people are supporting this one are the same people. Dismo or Nandap Shofere or Nano, Mr. Crowney can't come with his own people who've never supported anyone. We just get people from fellow
organizations. Chester, being hosted by our very own entertainment journalist, PMC. And of course, very important things is indicated. It's a small word. It's a small profession. If they're hired by Party A, it's not a mark of endorsement for Party A. If they're hired by Party B, Party A should not feel like, why should we hire you? You performed for Party B. Shouldn't be like that. We do voiceovers. NAMI does a lot of that for different companies, including competitor companies. So no, you did an advert for voiceover for Airtel. So as MTN, we can't get your voice. No, Buana. No. If Airtel comes with money, I'll do a voice. MTN comes with money, I'll do a voice. Zamtel comes, I'll do a voice. Which other one is there? This they say that I'm not mentioning it.
The new one is Z what?
Z-Mobile. Z-Mobile comes also, I will still do. For as long as, just give me money. That's all. Can't say no, Nasta Kukuri Bandano, MTN, so Mekubazamte, Onengamkani. Doesn't work like that. So I hope that the UPND can also adopt, that.
It was also very disturbing to him say, of course, he mentioned that he doesn't regret making songs for politicians, but then he also says, I can bring enmity for nothing. So it is possible for a musician to produce a song for party A or party B, and just by them singing a song for that particular party, they will cause enmity. What do you make of that?
Now, look, we can give an example of the last song that Yomaps did for UPND, telling the opposition to go to the farm because the UPND are doing a good job. Between the opposition and the UPND, yes, that's like dissing you. Like, and Yomaps are not, but go to the farm. So even when they see given the wind the breeze at his farm, they say Yomaps are not kamba. Niko farm. So the message in the song has, and that's the essence. That's the essence. It's a message in the song that they are paying for. So if you tell me this is our idea, we want a song in this regard, I'm a professional. If the Airtel comes to NAM and say, a script, they give you a script. This is our script. Make this. Whether MTN feels bad about the content in Nami's voice, that's not Nami's job or business. No. So that's the issue.
How's this to put food on the table for her family?
Yes. She's engaged as a professional. Artists are engaged. He gave a very good example. Do you expect people to hire Gary Nkombo to sing? He's not a musician, so they'll come to us because we are the musicians. So we are moderators, for example. I'm a moderator. So people come to me to moderate the events. CSOs, a lot, for example. They work in the same unit, same circle, and then they're engaging me. And there's no enmity. So what should be the issue? It's just really a service that one has sought and they've paid for.
And before we move on, could we say that based on what has happened, there are some musicians who we can genuinely say are being blacklisted? And depending on who wins the elections, others, they will completely run out of business for the next 5 years.
Organized family can never be in business if UPND is not in power. Because they're the only ones I know that sing only for the UPND. They're the only ones. I've given an example of Chester. Go on the UPND page, you'll see a song produced by Chester on the UPND page. Go on the Mundi Beaters page, you see a song.
So as long as you're not affiliated with one political party, you cannot lose business.
No, you can't. But people like the organized family, and I'm calling them out because it's wrong what they do. Why they only sing for one party, it is wrong. It's unprofessional. Unprofessional. In case no one has told you, I am telling you that it is unprofessional. As artists, maybe you should just say we are now artists for the UPND. Change your name. UPND's organized family.
But it's supposed to be artists for Zambians.
So maybe you should say UPND's organized family.
Like it was Christians for Lungu.
Yes. Then you understand them, but don't say you're a general secular musician, yet you only sing for the UPND. So the organized family are the ones, to answer your question, that can never be in business if UPND is not in power. No wonder they even say that they stood with hope and loyalty and faith for 10 years. Meaning just waiting for UPND to be in power. Why are you speaking things against the UPND? Are you forgetting that closure, who opened? No. Who opened? No.
There are those phone calls that did come in to remind us.
Yeah.
Is that something that you can forget?
These are things that we are in business regardless of who's in power. Regardless of who is in power. So no wonder we'll not shoot to one. No. I told you a thing I learned in diplomacy. Diplomats are taught to embrace everyone, including the ones in opposition. So even when you see Harry Kalaba and others going to the embassies, you will never see the ambassador chasing them. Why? They've been taught that embrace everyone. Tomorrow this one can be a president.
And that is how the media operates.
Yes. Tomorrow this one can be president. So embrace them. They come with letters, petitions, complaints. You receive them. Don't chase them. Hear them. They're not saying things. Just hear them. Just have a listening ear. Tomorrow, the same person can be a president. So depending on how you relate with them, your stay can be affected. We host both the ruling, PF, the CF. We even have a program for Harry Kalaba here, a sponsored program, because everyone must be included.
But we also have introspection where the UPND comes.
Exactly. On the same platform, we have Harry Kalaba program every Wednesday, today, after the news, main news. Every Saturday again, is it 18 hours or 17? We have introspection. State House with reports in terms of what they've done, what they've not been able to do, challenges. But maybe, Mr. President, I think we need an update why that has not been done, or if it has been done, why that information is not availed to the public. Because I thought that's a very good practice. I think he got it from the corporate world where it's coming from, but maybe issues of implementation is the issue that is missing here. It was a very good thought, and if we can really go back to that conversation, it can help us every quarter. Like I stated where I came from, every quarter I do assessment, staff assessment, performance appraisal, every quarter. It's very important so that you know mistakes you're making, challenges you're undergoing, and maybe rectify for the betterment of efficiency. So that, I think, promise the president made was a very good promise. It happens in the corporate world. Let's take it also in the civil service, where ministers go quarterly. Mr. President, this is what we've done. I know that the PDU has started implementing that in that regard. Maybe we need to get more information from the PDU. That's a Presidential Delivery Unit, a very great initiative that is currently being implemented. There's what they've called trackers, tracking what each ministry is doing. Possibly we just need this information to go out to the public. Because for me, I think what the PDU are doing is an amazing work. An amazing work. I recently attended a meeting where they are giving a presentation, showing a presentation on what they are doing. John Mark, they have trackers in each ministry. So if you go to the PDU, for example, you know what Minister of Youth is doing through the PDU. You know the planned programs. Maybe that information needs to come out more to the public. They need to understand how the PDU also is working in alignment with other ministries and State House, and how that is now helping efficiency in terms of service delivery.
Why hasn't such powerful information been shared?
I think it's an issue of communication. I think I've stated here several times that the missing link with the UPND is communication. Because I think that is a very great initiative. Very great. I've interacted with few people under PDU, and I think they're doing an amazing work. The last public sector day that they held last week, attended by the president, they made a presentation equally also, showing what they're doing. But I think we need more awareness in terms of that great work. Presidential Delivery Unit team, you need to do a lot of awareness sensitization. There's also another unit, John Mark and Naomi. They've established also the PPDF. That is, I think the assistant director is Shimba. That also is a very great initiative. Public-private dialogue forum, PPDF. Great initiative. We've run a few adverts here also as Prime for the PPDF. But is that information and the work that PPDF is doing? Because what PPDF is doing, is linking the public with the private sector in delivering service to the country. A great harmonization. Awesome initiative. There's a lot of good being done, but I think it's a matter of information dissemination, especially to the public.
Why do you think that the UPND are not very good in terms of information dissemination? I was listening to even Jito speaking to the truck drivers, one of the plights that they were able to have, and then he gathered the truck drivers, and then he began by saying, actually, I've been on the ground, I've been able to do ABCD. He spent a good amount of time itemizing what he's been able to do before he could even get to the gist of the story. So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, if information was disseminated, he would not even have to spend that much time stating that. Otherwise, it looks like he's doing PR before he's able to speak. And we've talked about how the UPND have also been not so good in terms of communication in various aspects. Remember at UTH, we were told there are no mattresses, there are no beds, and then the superior comes out and says, actually, that is contrary to the truth. That has been the conversation to do with communication under the UPND. Why do you think that they have not been so efficient, regardless of them having a number of individuals who have been very vocal, the likes of Thabo Kawana, the likes of Cornelius Muito, the likes of Maximo?
You see, I think it's a strategy. You need to have a communication strategy that does not have too many mouthpieces, but also clusters information in some way. The intention of the ruling UPND is very good. I'll say it. The intention of the UPND is very good. For example, they saw a gap in communication. What did they do? In bridging the gap, the president, it's a presidential appointment, created appointments in all the ministries called Principal Public Relations Officer. You know, the PPROs, their main task, according to what we were told as a public, is to bridge the information gap, be able to be the principal mouthpiece of what is being done in the ministries for the benefit of the public. The question we should be asking is, have these PPROs done the job as expected?
And most of these are actually our colleagues.
Most of them are colleagues, they are buddies. We drink together. Coffee.
And water.
And water. The question, a very important question, have they fulfilled the expectation of the appointing authority?
If they have not, where is the gap?
Yes, because that is a presidential appointment, by the way. Not only in the ministries, even in the provincial administration, all the 10 provinces, there's a principal public relations officer who's supposed to help with releasing this key information happening in governments to the public. An evaluation is needed because now it's 1 year, 6 months since they were appointed. They were appointed January last year. An evaluation maybe is needed. How have they performed? Maybe do reshuffles. Maybe others have proven that they're not competent enough. Put more competent people. Maybe some of us can do a better job. I'm not advertising, but I think I know I can do a better job.
But the argument say we have passed through school. I mean, we have done the work from the bottom, and now we're qualified.
That's why, for example, I've given an example of the Presidential Delivery Unit, a great initiative that is done by the government. I've given an example of the Public-Private Dialogue Forum, PPDF, a very great initiative. You know, an assistant director of communication is a journalist. She was PPRO, Minister of Infrastructure, Francesca Band. We expect that these colleagues will help disseminate this information to the public. Very key, because you see, when you deprive the public of key information, they'll think nothing is happening. I have a lot of respect for communication personnel like, and I'll name him, you know, Shileshe Kandeta from the Ministry of Finance and National Planning, a veteran PR practitioner. Even when they were appointing Principal Public Relations Officer, they didn't send anyone at Ministry of Finance. They just changed his title. Says this one will continue. Why? If you know the complaint we had as a public in the Patriotic Fund regime, we didn't know what was happening with our finances. We had no idea how much debt. You know, that was the struggle we had. How much do we owe China? We never knew. That information was not being available to the public. The debt stock was not available. But do you know, Naomi John Mark, that now Minister of Finance, from inception of the UPND administration, hosts what they call quarterly town hall meetings. Quarterly at Mulongoshi. Every quarter. You know what those town hall meetings do? Updates. Today, John Mark, I can give you a challenge. Go on the website of Ministry of Finance and National Planning. In 5 minutes, you know how much we are owing. You know. You see our debt stock. So something, give us, we need ATI to be able to know how much. That was the conversation in the Patriotic Front. But now, that information is available.
Why is it that it's amongst a few ministries that's doing that? Why not spread that initiative across the board?
It's about competency of the people there, my view, and the strategy that you've engaged.
So in other words, if the president or the higher powers do not give that directive, it will be business as usual. We'll be able to find out in the near future.
The president has already committed, demonstrated that he wants transparency to the point that he created those roles. That's an expense on our treasury. Those are senior officials now, by the way, in the government structure. Now those same colleagues will drink. They're senior personnel in the government structure. That's an expense, meaning the president is committed to ensuring that transparency is there. So the onus is now on them. The onus is on them to ensure that the information that the public needs to know.
Now will be a good time to follow through and see how our colleagues have actually performed. If not, indeed, maybe shifts will be needed at this time.
Exactly. And I think it's very important to, maybe my appeal to the government at this point is do some assessments on the communication personnel in your ministries. Like members would say. Just to, we have this communication personnel, what are they doing what they ought to do? Are they? That's why those quarterly submissions from the ministry to State House was very cardinal, extremely cardinal, because it helps for us to know what the ministries are doing. Some of the questions people ask, look, I've seen Accountability for Community Action, a CSO that used to be run by Laura Amiti. She's no longer ED there. They've written to the National Assembly. You know what they're asking for? Who give us, using the ATI, give us names of people that voted for Bill 7, those that didn't vote for Bill 7. We want to know. We don't have to reach that extent. the people in charge of communication should be able to just state, oh, this is because it's in public interest.
And it doesn't also have to take the president for us to be able to also realize, based on the clip that he's been able to mention, it should not be a secret. I mean, when they were having consultations, they came to the public. So now that they voted, why should they be afraid? It's not a secret ballot like it is with elections.
It all goes to the communication personnel in the relevant departments. This is information that would interest the public. If you know it would interest the... Do you know the Zambia police? They receive so many cases. Very, very important at Mairosizibik. Mairosizibik. And this also goes to individuals, how they relate with their workmates, John Mark, Naomi. Because you don't know. I said on the lunch table on Monday that I have worked in institutions where I was a junior. I go to another institution, I'm the senior. With the same people that were senior than me. I go there, I'm their senior. I go to another place where I'm the senior. I go there, they're senior, or we are colleagues or workmates, same level. Depending on how I related when I was a boss, they can actually make my life difficult.
Sure.
So it's important also to realize how this spins out. Very important to relate with people very well, especially you that are bosses. Tomorrow mzaka yenda kwina mzatu ujawa ezo shitaka report kuri imwe ndimo msa report kuri eve. You know, I don't want to start giving examples.
Don't go there.
Release Chongo report on Barose land according to Sinyinda. In the Daily Nation, publish secret Bill 7 vote records according to Musa Mwenya. Same thing I'm from saying. Challenges Parliament to make public how members of Parliament voted on the controversial bill, which has seen President Hakainde Hichilema name and shame 4 former UPND lawmakers as rebels who disobeyed his instruction.
Keyword on information and publishing.
We're speaking the same language, Musa Mwenya. Parliament, you don't need us to start asking you, release. You know that information is of public interest. Just release it. Key. But I don't know why sometimes like there's inertia on the part of the communicators. I don't know. HH says, vote for me, add your freedoms. Meaning if you don't vote for President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND, your freedoms are not safeguarded. He says, Zambians should refuse to retain him. If the Zambians refuse to retain him, they risk going back to the days when Doni...
How good it can get.
No, but now I
don't have to remind
I'm reminding that in case one can. Uzapo ya kuli excess okutana ndalama. Wazenda konchina vikuti. Manja ine. Wenda na mawigi. Yosia na Peruvian. Brazilian.
It's a choice, Daddy. My value is not tied to a person.
I think it's a very important reminder that president is giving to
sometimes we forget.
Yeah, sometimes we forget that we might go back to the days of pangas. Days of pangas. You're driving, just see a whole horde of people coming. Just find your way. I remember in 2021, prior to the elections, covering an event, and cadres started following the vehicle. Vendesa! Vendesa kamotoka iwe! Vendesa kamotoka! And people started shouting, reverse, reverse, reverse! And they started coming forward with pangas. You know, I don't like driving in reverse. That day I learned how to drive in reverse. I learned how to drive in reverse. Speed. Running from the panga days. I don't think, those were good days. I don't think those were good days. So I think the president is simply trying to paint a picture that in case mwakata kwa amnesia, mulalaba.
Let me remind you.
Let me remind you where you are coming from. Mundubile, however, also comes with another promise. Says, we will end culture of persecuting former leaders. I hope one day we're going to have a leader that will fulfill this promise. It's never...
How do we know he will not fulfill it?
Only when he gets the presidency.
The only time.
That's the only time, because they all sound good when they are campaigning. They all sound good.
Campaign promises, campaign times are very interesting times.
I always tell ladies, in case you want to eat nice food, delay to say yes.
That's the time to eat.
Have you eaten? Just say no. If you just say no. No, I've not eaten. Okay, what did you want? I can order.
I sent you some money. Is that enough?
Some money. Enough. I said, no, it's okay.
It's fine.
I don't have talk time also. As up to the campaign period.
Campaign time is nice.
Then after I say, actually, I'm very busy with school. I don't feel like doing this. Saying yes. Unless Mwadia.
I want someone to be beaten.
So campaign times, people come with so many promises. Politicians sound like they are the messiahs that we've been waiting for. The messiahs. Not even Jesus. Maybe the messiahs will be waiting for the way they sound. Like, who? How,
I'm going to rescue you.
Where have you been all this while?
I'm here.
Then when they are given the mantle, they begin to say, it kandoro. At it mgaiwa. Like Mtodalmango told us, the vice president says, it mgaiwa is healthy. We knew it's healthy, but we wanted breakfast.
And also, let's eat when we want to. Don't tell us when to eat it.
So Mundu has promised that all former presidents, unfortunately or fortunately, you only have one to deal with in case you win. You only have one to deal with, and that will be HH.
Wow.
So in case Mundu wins, the only former president that you need to take care of, he promised something, that he's going to buy a plane for HH.
Using state resources?
That was the promise. So he's going to buy a plane for HH. See why these politicians really... Is that doable?
No, that's why they say that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Yeah. Jameson Dambo denies having presidential ambitions. And let's close this segment with the Real Times. Man impregnants daughter, defiled her when she went to live with him while attending prayers for a sickness. What a combination.
Oh, wow.
John Mark, what a combination. You go and attend prayers for a daughter's sickness. During that, you defile and impregnate your own daughter. I don't know how to, view some of these stories. Naomi.
Wow, I don't know how to feel about this really. We are in June, we're celebrating You the Men. It's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, but also we have Father's Day coming up. How do you even begin to digest this?
It's unfortunate. It's extremely unfortunate. Men, we are supposed to be the protectors of the lives and destinies of our children, and not the other way around. We are expected to really safeguard our children. But in this case, I know of a friend. She has 4 daughters. She tells me every time she's traveling, she'll send her daughters to her mother. Why do you do that? She says, since she take care of Muna. Even your own husband, now you can't look with these stories. Should we reach that level, honestly?
Now we're here.
Where you don't even trust your husband with your own daughter.
The daughter he can...
It's not like, it's not, those are like the stepdaughters, no. They are his biological daughters. But every time she's traveling out of town, she gets all the children, takes them to her mother.
What will it take for some of these cases to stop?
Wow.
I know you don't support castration, you don't support that, but what will it take? What sort of mindset will it take for the men to be better?
God must come. I think this is why you say Jesus come.
Soon.
Yeah, they're coming soon. Can it be sooner? Even before John Mark. Come. So they don't experience come.
Father. Step back a little.
Well, that's
it's not a sin.
My answer, madam. Asking God to wait a bit so you marry now. Just get married. Huh? Don't start asking God to delay.
It's better to delay for my sake.
John Mark, is that your prayer also?
If you can delay for my sins, you can delay for my marriage.
Very unfortunate story. Tattoo splits marriage.
Ooh.
A man from Lusaka's Kanyama Township has refused to reconcile with his wife after discovering a tattoo on her back bearing the name Love More.
Was that his name?
Sorry. The matter appeared. So some of these stories are a bit,
dramatic.
Give us a bit of time to laugh. Sorry. The matter appeared before Magistrate Esther Mlomba after 38-year-old Mwaka Nachalwe sued her husband, 40-year-old Joseph Banda, for reconciliation, saying he had chased her out of her matrimonial home. Banda told the court he could not accept his wife back because the tattoo suggested an association with another man. Okay, that's quite serious. There's no way my wife can have a tattoo of another man on her back, he said. The tattoo is written Love More. I do not know what she meant or who she's referring to. He told the court that Nachalo frequently left home without informing him and often abandoned their children, sending him text messages saying she would not return. She usually abandons the children and sends me text that she's not coming back. I wonder where she goes. Could you have more? I have never spent a night away from my home. This is a man. But she has done so several times. I think I can agree with you, Banda, on this one.
Yakanga.
Here we can agree with you, honestly speaking.
I'm a sister's keeper, but on this one, Love More is... This man is right. I thought she would tell him that the tattoo was his because she actually meant that she would love him more.
Because if, Naomi, your husband is poor Shingongo and on your back there's Shingongo, it makes sense, right? Like I love you that much, Paul, that I've put your name on my back.
Oh, wow.
But now na chat with John Mark. PMC.
You know what you should do.
In the comment section. I know the way Zambians are. The moment you tell them not to, they will go ahead and do the needful. We'll go on a brief break, and then on the other side, we'll take your calls and read your messages as well.
The United Party for National Development, which is also the ruling party of Zambia, recently launched their party manifesto ahead of the August 13, 2026 general election. Today, Republican President Mr. Hakainde Hichilema is expected to be in Mongo, the provincial capital of Western Province, where he is expected to address the gathering that we are seeing in the background before proceeding to meet the party structures. Hundreds of people from across Mongo district and other neighboring districts are in attendance just to come and catch a glimpse of the president and also to get the message that he has for them.
We can also not be pushing our children, dislocating them to go to university in the other provinces. That is why, when I say something, I must say, That is why I, Bali, Mutaha, Munisana Wamunde, will build and complete Lewanika University. I have observed that one of the reasons our children, Manglos, are not doing well in school is because of lack of boarding school. And the next phase in our government is to build more boarding schools here.
The UPND provincial chairperson for Western Province, Kapilamba Ngweta, has reassured President Hakainde Hichilema of 100% vote.
We want to assure you that the hard work has never killed anybody. On that basis, we want to assure you that we shall work tirelessly day and night to make sure that we give you a bigger vote than the one you got in 2021.
With a few days to go before the general election, the UPND has continued to strengthen its roots on the grassroots. For Prime TV News in Mongo District, Marcus Bransakwita reporting.
All right, and we'll be able to take your calls almost immediately. Just reading 2 messages. Arthur Wam says, watching you from Chalimada University, and says, now Milaka. That's a good. And then Love More. We have a Love More in the comment section. He says, good morning, Daybreak family. I'm Love More, but please disassociate me from this woman. Love More, you are the one. Make sure that you send in your messages and we'll be able to read them as well. 07764099840, and you'll be through to the People Show. Make sure that you reduce the volume on the television set.
Good morning, John Max.
Hello, good morning. You're through to Daybreak. You're through to Daybreak. Go ahead.
Good morning, John Max.
Yes, good morning.
And good morning, Naomi. Good morning, my brother Paul. Brother Paul, thank you so much for the I think most of the way you analyze things, deep understanding, you are balancing, and I don't think those that beside you normally follow what you normally give the people. This is Chakaranga from Northwestern Asia. I found something that is very, very, very distinct. The UPND Solwezi North aspiring candidate who happens to be former Solwezi Central Member of Parliament, that is Stanford Wilson, had a conversation with an aspiring candidate for Kalumbira Council Chairperson who happens to be Moses Kukera. And he called him to say, withdraw your candidature, because he, obviously for the reasons he was UPND, withdraw your candidature and also tell Orit to withdraw his candidature. I feel this is corruption. And my appeal to the investigating wings, please move in. Don't wait for people to leave office for them to be charged. That is why people always say it is witch hunt, because at the time that you are supposed to follow them, your hands are tied because you want to wait for instructions. There was a voice note circulating always where they said they wanted to remove the billboard of an independent.
As you conclude,
man who is a winner. And for sure, his billboard, I think Jackson was your staff and he reported it. His poster was removed. You can say an assault on the democracy that we voted. So this is my appeal to the investigating wing, and we want to see.
Thank you so much for calling through.
At this time,
Kindly ensure that even as you're calling in, your call is within a minute 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Mboso, as well as other individuals speaking about the sound. I know that that's something that will be able to be rectified. Maybe it might even be from your end as well. But keep the messages coming. We'll be able to read one of your messages as we progress. We take at least 4 more calls consecutively, and then we'll be able to respond. You're through to Daybreak. Kindly let us know your name and where you're calling us from. You can go ahead with your contribution, your comment, your question. Kindly begin with your name and where you're calling us from. Once you call in, please reduce the volume on a television set. Otherwise, we'll be able to get feedback from behind.
My name is Abraham Monga, calling you from Cafe Goods.
Yes, Mr. Abraham.
And come back to uyo mamuna yani zanapeleka mwana otwala uyo. Then after that apeleka tia defile kuli mwana. It's sad development because vena nguo bantu basiana nzero bazimuna nena. But even news yambire abambeka maningi kubazimuna kubakazi siyambira maningi but bakazi butu batiko bina wacha bintu bintu binango but news siyambeka maningi bankala might mu isolated area kubisa amapalinkani ameneyo then tikamboko pali aba church basita bambiri bamene bachita maningi ma CDF to name them. So let us give him another vote.
Thank you so much for calling. Glad that you spoke in your dialects that we have in this great nation. We have another call on the line. Kindly begin with your name, your details, and then you can go ahead with your contribution, which must be 1 minute 30 seconds max. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Through to Daybreak.
Hello. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Kindly go ahead, sir.
How are you? Hello.
Kindly reduce the volume on your television set before you can be able to call in. It's very, very important. Otherwise, we'll drag the call segment. But we want to have a smooth flow of the calls, so you do well to ensure that even as you are calling in, you do the needful. We will genuinely appreciate.
Coach Bogo, we are happy with your analysis. I tell you this now, we are enjoying the breakfast show. Those who are criticizing you, they used to, that U20 cattle used to be there. Dog Enterprise Popular is the one who almost killed the prime Daybreak. Now, since you came in, you are balancing the breakfast show. My contribution is, we are in Munduvire. Sometimes back when he said that he will rule like Edgar Lungu, you push Bogo, you criticize him. Does not mean that you rule in the way in the way Edgar Lungu was ruling. But you was saying that in which Edgar Lungu was ruling, it was in a good way. That's why he said that you will rule like Edgar Lungu. You remember that Edgar Lungu was being used to criticize by the current president, who never even recognized him that he was the president. But he was just quiet. So we are enjoying the breakfast show. Continuity. Thank you.
07764098840. Let's see if we can take 2 more calls, and then we'll be able to wrap up the midweek edition of Daybreak. Remember, in case you're watching for the very first time, Daybreak comes away from Monday right through to Friday, 7:30 up until 9:30. And of course, we are within the call segment, and then we'll be able to give our concluding remarks very shortly. We seem to have another caller. Kindly let us know your name, where you're calling us from, and your contribution this morning. In case you want to advertise with us, you could simply observe what is scrolling on the screen. Our marketing team is eager to give your product, your business, that publicity.
I just want to check I think that is inhuman. It's not good. That's I feel castration should be brought back. I think that is going to help us as men actually to not to say that it's bad. So castration should come back actually. We should try by all means actually so that castration should be there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling through. We will take 1 more call, and then we'll be able to give our concluding remarks. We are grateful that a number of you have been able to join the conversation on our Facebook platform, and I know that we'll be able to continue discussions tomorrow as well. Okay, maybe in the interest of time, we can hold the phone lines Thank you so much for calling. In case you still want to reach out to us, you could still do so on our Facebook platform, Prime Television Zambia. Naomi can give her concluding remarks, and then Paul will close the curtains.
All right. Do we have any messages? Relations Officer Chola Mwamba said there is a rise in the use of braziers for heating and cooking as the cold season sets in. Mwamba said while braziers provide warmth during low temperatures, their misuse continues to cause house fires, carbon monoxide, poisoning, and destruction of property across the city. She said burning charcoal releases carbon monoxide, and she's just basically urging residents not to use braziers. Mumanyumba, please, I know it's so cold, but we shouldn't have to get the braziers in the house. It's not safe. It's dangerous for all of us. Paul.
Indeed, I'd like to close by just making it clear and sending a very strong warning on behalf of Prime TV. Directors, let's have that on the screen. One blogger, Lydian Mtambo, has posted something. And I'm saying this because she's followed by many. And like John Maxwell says, leadership is influence. So what you say as a leader, especially with a large following, has the capacity to be believed by others. Lillian has posted something, says Prime TV was offered 5 million kwacha to be talking negative about Brian Mundubile. She says she was wondering why a whole journalist can be talking about our manifesto. Journalism is a profession and not cadreism. I'm reliably informed that Prime TV is eating from State House. Shame on you. That's the end of the message. You'll see that on your screen. Once it's ready, you see it flashed on your screen. Must indicate that if we want, we can sue. This is scandalous. John Mark Naomi. Yeah, but I wish we were eating anyway. But on a very serious note, this has the potential to be believed. She can walk the path of Munia. Clearly. Where there's a freedom of speech, but where your freedom ends is where someone's rights also begin. So be free to say whatever you want to say, but don't just wake up and begin to scandalize people and institutions and expect that everything will just be fine with you. I can't just wake up and say, now me do awe. That's a strong statement. Without evidence, they can even lock me up. So you can just wake up and say, you even mentioning figures. That's a post. Thank you. That's a post there by Lilia. She's a member of the Tonse of Brian Mundubile's team.
And you're right to say she's heavily followed.
Yes, heavily followed. That's why I'm if you ask any other person,
you'd have let it.
It's like that comment by Munia. The reason I put it because it's heavily followed by people on social media.
And when people are easily followed, of course, they are influential.
Yes. This is wrong. And you see that's a challenge with people. Anytime an analysis, tilts to a certain, there's accusations. When will this stop? When will this stop? If we say something good about Mundubile, I'm telling you, should have been clapping for us.
Should have posted.
Posted and clapping. No wonder I'm not moved by people's claps. Because the same people say something bad about their person. It's the same people that used to say Jesus is our Messiah. The same people say crucify him.
And she's rightly stated that journalism is a profession. Where is the caderism coming from? What do professions do?
We speak things as they are. It says news is something you don't want to hear. That is news. Things you want to hear is called PR. News is something you don't want to hear. That's our speciality. The things that you don't want to hear, they're the things we'll say. The things you want to hear, let PR practitioners tell you. Put sugar, put spice, But journalism will tell you things you don't want to hear. There was a journalist I respect so much from one of the media houses who revealed to the nation about the honeybee scandal in the PF regime of Chitaro Chirofya. That is news. That is our responsibility. But to start calling us names and make accusations, especially that you're even bringing, if it was like poor alone, it's a different thing. But you are bringing the institution and say we have been paid 5 million. We can actually write and say prove. I know many people have taken her to court, but she's not learning, unfortunately. But that's a very strong allegation, and I thought we must, on behalf of the institution, distance ourselves from that statement. That she's on her own, and whatever she's saying, she's lying, and we can have an option to even take this matter further so that she proves.
He who alleges must be able to prove.
Exactly. Otherwise, just be ready for analysis. Maybe we should say Kaboyamba.
We're just getting started.
Otherwise, if we're 5 million, John Mark, we must do blue tick as well.
I think there trial says Mambo Samba these days.
5 million Gaidiko. Good job. John Mark, where this court? If you had 5 million. Italy getting those Italian courts. Slim fit. So please, Lillian, behave.
We end on that particular note. We acknowledge those of you who managed to call in and also send in your messages. We'll continue discussions tomorrow.
So, John, now, before you close, truly, we will sue her.
She's continued.
No, I thought I must emphasize that.
Okay.
I must emphasize that we must actually sue. So I'm informing the nation that in case you see us filing a lawsuit, it's starting from here. No one should just wake up and make accusations on an organization. No one should just wake up, make accusations on an organization. It's unfair, and people can choose to even believe because of the large following, and that's why I chose to even mention her, because of the large following she has. It's wrong for someone to just wake up and begin to make accusations on an institution that is just doing their business. You know what I always advocate for John Mark Naomi? Speak into the issues raised. That's issue based, right? Oh, so Paul, what did you say about Brian Ndubiri? Oh, you said this. No, I feel you are wrong. The truth is this and this and this. That is objectivity. But to leave the issue and you go to the individual that spoke and the institution, then you are not objective. Munia went in because he alleged that Honorable Stubeko Msokotwani and Charles Melopi got bribes. He went in. Maybe she envies the path Munia took.
Envies is the word.
Oh, regardless of where she is, right? Is she in the country?
Wherever she is, the law will find her.
Absolutely.
The law knows no borders, so they say. We've come to the end of today's edition. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll continue discussions tomorrow. Same time. Good morning.